Hey you guys, what's up? Hopefully this doesn't go crazy long, but there is the potential for it because this is an important topic and I want to teach on it. I really think it's an important topic. I think it's a powerful topic. And I think it's a piece of the recipe, a piece of the puzzle that is misunderstood and almost avoided because of not understanding. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to jump right in right this second. I'm going to give people a chance to kind of log on so that they can catch the whole thing. I want to get into the meat of it in a second. But while you guys are logging on, I would love to know in the last month, how many people have you had in one of our sneak peeks? We got to know where we're starting from. We got to address it, and we got to talk about, one of the first things I'm going to dive into that I think sometimes is not understood by no fault of anybody's, necessarily, but just understanding the business plan and why this business is so powerful, not just financially, but into the amount of people that you can reach. You know what I mean? The impact that you can have, the influence that you can have, the tracks that you can leave, the lives that you can be a part of changing that you can't do by yourself. Like, do you know what I mean? The amount of light, so to speak, that you can spread across this country, now across this world, it's powerful. And I think sometimes it's ignored and due to multiple reasons. But one is not understanding the business plan. Okay, so I want to give you guys a little insight to this, and I've been trying to teach it a little, but I think this is a great place that if you can listen to the recording, and it might create conversation for us, but you can pass on now to your coaches because it is important. And I've been teaching this multiple cross line. Like I have one even today at noon for 5 stars and above to help help people understand how to truly build this business and why it's powerful. Okay, so first, if you're the note-taking kind of person, is to understand the business plan. Let me give you just a little insight, and I hope you guys stick around to listen to the whole thing because, like I said, I've been on multiple webinars, like 4 or 5 in the last week, trying to teach this across the network because I truly feel that this is a missing piece. Okay, and so we have got to ourselves, whether you are a new coach or a veteran coach, we really have to understand this. And as your team grows, make sure that they are understanding, why the beauty of this business. Yes, community is powerful, and we all want to be a part. And the problem is the reason it's so powerful is community, having a place for you to be encouraged and uplifted and loved unconditionally doesn't exist in a lot of workplaces, right? So a lot of people and so much time is being spent with people's faces buried in their phones. So disconnect is at its all-time high in this country. And we could go into that and I might touch on it a little bit, but that's why, that's one piece. Obviously, community connection is so powerful, but all businesses really should look that way. It's just not that way these days. Sometimes the love of money takes over. And we have unethical things going on, and which creates an environment in the workplace that is less than healthy. It creates frustration, all kinds of things. So that's one of the gifts of this business. But business is the community, the love, the support, right? Which should be in every area of our life. In all honesty, if we are following, a moral compass, but it doesn't. And so that's one thing that attracts people to this tribe. Right? Which is a blessing, but it is also a business, right? A purpose-driven business, a business that should encompass all of that, all the encouragement, all the love, all the support, all the accountability, finding your vision and all that kind of stuff. But it's also a business, so you have to understand the business plan. And it's quite simple. It really is. I'll never forget arriving at 15-star day, and it's the craziest experience, one of the craziest experiences I've ever been a part of in terms of red carpet treatment. I was like, did we cure cancer or something? Like, it was crazy. Like, they did go above and beyond to celebrate you, and it's really cool. And they pulled me aside, like they did all the 15 stars, and they asked me, like, what's one word? Like, what do you have to say for this business? Like, what's one word that comes to your mind when you think of it, you know? And the first word, it just came out, was simple. Right? And they looked at me like you got nothing, that's what you got, that's your word, you know what I mean? It seems like such an emerald word, right? Simple. But that is exactly what it is. And let me give you a look back into why, like, and some people, like, maybe the story I haven't told the story enough, or we got lots of new coaches and it gets lost or whatnot, but you have to understand where I came from. Right? So when I started this business, right, I said no for 4 months, then for 20 months I wouldn't do anything with it. Because I was trying to create I was a personal trainer, trying to fix myself. Like, let's not forget that part. It wasn't because I understood everything. It's not because I like had some secret or something. It's because I thought I must be missing some piece of information, and I'm going to become a personal trainer. Maybe if I have all the knowledge, I can finally feel comfortable in my skin again, right? That was my thought process. But in the process of trying to get comfortable in my skin, which, side note, didn't happen until I threw my ego out the window, unwrapped P90X after 2 years, and actually pushed play. That's the first that after 90 days, that's the first time in my entire life at age 28 that I felt confident in my skin. You know what I mean? But during that time, I did fall in love with the mission, you know, that personal trainers and coaching, what we do. I fell in love with designing workouts. I fell in love with serving people. I fell in love with relationships and connections, right? But here's the problem, right? As a personal trainer, you work at the suckiest times, in my opinion. You know, in my opinion, my people, they work full time. Most people do, and they want trained in the morning or at night. In the morning, I want to greet my kids when they come down the stairs. I don't want to be at the gym necessarily. And at night, I want to be doing dinner time. And I was missing dinner time and bedtime and book time and all of that stuff because I was training and teaching group fitness classes, right? But I loved it. And when you go on vacation, that's another side note. When you go on vacation, you don't get paid. And here's another side note. We moved 13 times in 11 years. Every time I moved, I lost my clients. Every time I moved, I had to start all over. I had to start a new list. I had to start a new this. I couldn't even reach my people that I left behind. It was just like, yeah, good luck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bye. Like, you know what I mean? I had to start all over again. And so you have to understand where I was coming from. I had developed all these workouts. I developed a business called Real Moms Real Fit. It was a boot camp that I was teaching all different places that we moved to, right? From Mississippi to Washington to North Carolina. And I got this idea. Now, granted, I was already a Beachbody coach, yet I wasn't doing anything with it, okay? I did nothing with it for 20 months, right? Because I was like, look, I have like a stack of workouts like this big, we'd call it like Russian roulette, pick your poison today, which one you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how we had lots of fun doing it. And I thought, I've done all this marketing, and I had learned how to write HTML coding. I learned how to build a website. It was crazy. I learned how to search engine optimization. I'd paid for all of this stuff, like on credit cards and stuff, and how to create a cart and all that kind of stuff. And I came up with this idea that I could sell this business plan, kind of like Stroller Strides, you know how they have multiple franchises all over this country, right? And I thought, look, this is successful, right? I was building a clientele. If I could duplicate myself all over this country, it is going to be the only way that I can keep my priorities while increasing my income. There's only so many hours in a day. There's 24 hours in a day. And if you work an hourly paid job like I did, personal trainers, that's how it works. When you're working, you're getting paid. That's the only way to do it, right? You either to make more money, to pay off the debt we had, I could either increase my hours or increase my hours. That was the only increase my hours or duplicate myself with other personal trainers, right? So that was my idea, and it was a lot of work, a lot of legal stuff that I was getting together and trying to work with, LLC and trademarks and all this kind of logo design and making sure it was duplicatable. And I was frustrated and Chad deployed, right? And I still wasn't comfortable in my skin. And there's a quote that I've said, I've told my clients a million times, if you want something different, you have to do something different. I was tired. We lived in a fixer-upper. My 10-month-old never slept. My 4-year-old was sad, missing his dad. And I'm trying to develop this thing to duplicate myself. And I was walking down the stairs and saw that sign a million times. And I used it with a million people, and it slapped me in the face and said, if you want something different, you have to do something. Summer has to do something. It was like in that moment, like I realized that God had given me the answer. God had given me the business plan. He had given it to me, right? I had to create it. I had to take that gift. I had to take this business plan, and I had to work the business plan that He had already given me. And I was listening to something this morning by T.D. Jakes, and he was speaking with Stephen Furtick, and he was talking about how he was on this safari. He was on this safari, and he was looking at this elephant, and he's just in awe of these wild animals. Elephants, like, they're huge, and they can throw their mass around, their weight around, and God gave that to them as a form of defense, right? And then a lion, they roar, and it makes you it makes your skin crawl, right? God gave this lion a roar for defense purposes. And then you got a cheetah that doesn't have the roar, doesn't have the weight, but God gave him the speed, right? And then you have an eagle that doesn't have the weight, doesn't have the roar, doesn't have the speed, but God gave him the gift to fly. And T.D. Jakes was, T.D. Jakes was talking about how, he was walking. He's like, God, what did you give us, humans? We don't have a roar. We aren't that big. We're not fast. Not compared to a cheetah, and we sure as heck can't fly. And God said, He said it was placed on His heart, I gave you a brain. Think about the things, you guys, we have created in this country. I mean, we have iPhones and satellites and cars and wireless this. And I mean, it is insane. The things that we have websites. We can communicate with people like that, all from the gift that God has given us. Right? I had to use my brain. I had to take action. And T.D. Jakes was talking about how, look, what are you sitting in? What are you sitting at? I'm sitting at this table, right? I got this table. I got this chair, right? God didn't make this chair. God didn't make this table. He made a tree and then gave humans a brain to create this table that I sit at and this chair that I sit on, right? And he was talking about how people pray and pray and pray and pray. God, give me this. God, give me this. And I've told this story numerous times. Chad and I were $100,000 in debt. And I was praying, like, Lord, like, help this business thrive. Like, help me find a way to pay off this debt. Help me, help me, help me. And I felt in that moment that He was like, I gave it to you. I gave you the tree. Make the table. Make the table. I gave you the brain. I gave you the tree. Make the table. I gave you the brain. I gave you the business plan. Make the business. Build it. And it was in that moment that I realized that I was already given what I'd been praying for so long. We were $100,000 in debt, y'all, and I was uncomfortable in my skin. And it was sitting there, wrapped up in a package called P90X for 2 years. I had to unwrap it. I had to put it in. I had to push play. I had to push play on my business every single day. And as I dug into the business plan, I realized it was everything I was already trying to create. It was everything, right? What do we do when we build our team? We duplicate ourselves. It's a franchise opportunity to give someone to say, hey, this is how I built it. Here's my recipe. It's a gift. God gave it to me. God gave me the same gift. Whether you unwrap it, that's up to you. I will love you. I will cheer you on. I will support you. I will meet you where you're at, but you have to unwrap it. Gave you the tree. Make the table. Make the table. Right? And that's what I had to do. I was given the tree. I had to make the table. And part of making the table is duplicating yourself. This is part of understanding the business plan. It is genius. It is the best business plan out there. Taco Bell uses this business plan. Stroller Strides uses this business plan. Pizza Hut uses this business plan. Edible Radiance uses this business plan. Summer Tucker was trying to use this business plan with Real Moms Real Fit. But I had to brand myself. I had to brand everything. I had to LLC it. I had to do my own marketing. I had to do my own brand awareness. We don't. It was like a gift. Like this. I had to unwrap it, right? And so when you understand the business plan, you understand that building your team is franchising yourself, is duplicating yourself. And as you help that individual, just like Summer of 7-8 years ago was going to hand over Real Moms Real Fit to people, my plan, all over the country. I was going to give them the recipe. I was going to support them. I was going to answer their questions. I was going to encourage them. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if their franchise was going to thrive, they had to build the table, right? That's what I was after. And they were going to make the majority of it. But I was going to make a cut of it for supporting them, for answering their questions, for showing up, for giving them the recipe, right? And that is what we do. That's what we do, right? And so when you understand the business plan, you understand the vital urgency of understanding the importance of building your team. You duplicate yourself, right? Right? So you make you run challenge groups, right? You run your virtual gyms, right? You start out with, 2 new people in it, right? And you help 2 new people and you do it again the next month, and then you teach someone else how to do it across the country, and they help 2 new people, right? And now instead of just having 4, you've helped 6, right? What does this look like long term? This looks like I have a downline of 12,000 people, right? Downline, just half helps 1 person every month. That is 6,000 people being served in an area that needs addressed, which is health, wellness, energy, self-worth, love, thriving, right? 6,000 versus the Summer of 8 years ago now, I had 12 people in a boot camp at a time, 12 to 20. 20 was my max number. 20. Do you guys see that? If I would have I'm just going to run my own here. 20 people I could serve. And because I stepped outside the box and decided to build a team and to teach them this business plan, right? 6,000 new people a month. That's crazy. Think about the number of households that have been impacted. Think about if you took on the same mindset as if you were just going to build a team, right? That had the same heart and mission as you do. To serve people, to help people, to build a purpose-driven business. It's powerful. It's the only way to change this country. It is the only way to end the trend of obesity. It is the only way to bring unity back to the household. It is the only way to help people realize that they are enough. It is the only way to make a real impact, is to build a team, to duplicate yourself, to build your influence, to create a ripple effect that goes on for generations. It is the only way. And when you realize that, you get excited about building your team. You get excited about telling people, have you ever considered doing what I do? I would love to share with you what we do. Take a look. We could build this together. This could be cool. You get excited when you think of it from that viewpoint. So let me explain to you what Darren Hardy taught me, and this is going to release a lot of you from worrying about who's doing what. Darren Hardy, see, we need to meet people where they're at. Some people are going to be on a scale of 1 to 10 when it comes to the all-in, like wanting to build this. Some people are going to be a 1. Some people just want the discount, and you can love them right in that when I teach you this. Some people are going to, they're going to want a little extra money. And sometimes the people like Summer that wanted a little extra money initially, their belief is going to grow so much. They're going to catch the vision, and they're going to see what it can be from an influence standpoint, and they're going to become a 10 in time. right? Remember, 4 months of saying no, 20 months of thinking that this business plan was fraudulent, to understanding that I was trying to create the same thing and it is actually the enemy that was keeping me from having a ripple. I allowed the enemy to have my ego, to have a foothold in my life to keep me from sharing. Ultimately, that's what it was, until my eyes were open, till I realized that we're duplicating ourselves. And when you duplicate yourself over and over and over again, you change the world. Ultimately, we're in the UK, right? Ultimately, that's what ends up happening. So I sat in a training with Darren Hardy, and he taught us how to truly make an impact with this business, how to maximize the comp plan, and how to build from a place of peace. So let me teach that to you right now, okay? If you're here, like we're thinking, like, here's your business, this is your tree, okay? Here's your business, here's you, okay? When you initially first start sharing the business, right, you're nervous, right? The belief isn't quite there for some reason. I did that for 20 months. I get it. You don't fully understand the business plan. You fully don't understand the gift, that you haven't opened your gift all the way. You've opened it and been like, that's pretty cool in there, but not for me. You know what? You know what I mean? Like you took a sneak peek at your gift, right? But when you fully open it, right, you start to, you share in a much different way, right? But initially, we start telling someone with excitement, and they look at us with a blank look, right? And then we get nervous, and we're like, but you get a discount. And we just spit it out of our mouth because, see, I was just trying to save you money. And that, you sign up to go, oh, why'd you just say so? I like to save money. And you sign up your discount code right here, okay? Right here underneath, right here. And that person doesn't show up for trainings. It's a discount. They show up for the challenge group, probably, but it's a discount. So why would they show up for trainings? You told them it was for the discount, so how else can you train me in that? Every month I get my discount. Check. You know what I mean? Okay, so this person is looking good, right? They're feeling more confident every single day, rocking the challenge groups, right, and stuff. And they're at the park with their kids, and someone's like, "Wow, girl, you look good. What have you been doing?" Oh, I worked with Summer in a challenge group, right? And I don't know, I get a discount and I get to work out in these challenge groups. And she said there's some business plan attached. I don't know, you should talk to Summer, right? So this person leads me to this person. I'm getting better at sharing, and, I get smart and I invite this person to a sneak peek or a webinar or a third-party tool to get them to watch, right? To get the whole business plan in front of them. See, I had Craig Holiday teach me that. So you got to make sure you are following people that know how to build this business for real, long term. Not for shiny things, not for rank or, top this or top. You have to make sure you're following people that actually have the income that you want, right? So you have to ensure that, right? And Craig Holiday does and has in multiple companies, right? And trained on it. He trained Beachbody 7 years ago, right? And he said you have to get the whole presentation in front of someone, and you have to be duplicatable. That made sense to me, right? I can't franchise Real Moms Real Fit by not being duplicatable. Everything that I did in Real Moms Real Fit has to be duplicatable, or I did not do it, right? Same thing in this business. So you have to understand that duplication is king. Everything rises and falls in franchise-style businesses with duplication. McDonald's is only duplicatable because it has a recipe that it can hand over to an 18-year-old. And if the 18-year-old follows it, McDonald's will thrive, right? You put 3 pickles on. Don't leave it up for guessing. Don't just say put a pickle. Put pickles. They might put 5 pickles. They might put 10 pickles. Too sour. They give it to their people. You see what I'm saying? There is a system, right, that's duplicatable by anybody that gets a hold of the recipe. And that's what Craig Holiday said, right? And so you have to have a third-party tool. Right. Well, some of the Beachbody ones always seemed a little impersonal to me. And so Success Leaves Clues, and I studied Tracy Morrow and Janelle Summers and Doug Fitzgerald, and I started making webinars. They sucked at first, but I tried. We needed a third-party tool to pass on. So I studied them. I took notes. I studied some more. I took notes. I tried again. I practiced. And look what we have now. A team of 12,000 people right? Some of you guys signed up from those webinars because you know what? When someone is ready, Craig Holiday told me you could give someone that is ready the worst possible presentation and they'll say yes. You can give someone that's not ready the most awesome, perfect presentation and they'll still say no because it was them, not you, right? And so I realized back then, this person that now came to me, I had to invite them to a webinar to get the whole presentation in front of them. So people started coming to the webinars. Now we have sneak peeks, right? So when you're inviting someone, it has to be duplicatable because this person right here, let's just say they come to the sneak peek and this person signs up. Right? They're like, wow, I didn't know there's a whole business opportunity. I can't wait to learn. And they come in at like a 4 or 5. Right? A 4 or 5. You know, they haven't tried the products yet. The belief necessarily isn't there. And so they come in belief-wise at a 4 or 5. Right? But then they start learning and you tell them to start building their team. They're going to build it the way that you did it. Right? So if you go to you tell that person to invite, they're going to say, hey, you should come to our sneak peek and listen. That's duplicatable. If you spent an hour on the phone answering every nook and cranny, you might close them, stops right there. Because when you ask them to go start building their team so that they can start creating a bigger influence, they're going to be like, I don't have time to spend an hour on the phone all the time. I don't even have the answers to all those messages. This is the truth. This is understanding the business plan, right? This is how it works. Okay? So it's the sooner that we can throw our ego out the door and follow these type of things that people before us that have built successful businesses, had influence. I mean, think about the influence that Tracy Morrow now has. She has impacted my life in the most amazing ways. And now she's in the UK. Think about that. Success leaves clues. And she always said, use a webinar, use a sneak peek, something of that fashion, because it's duplicatable. And then we as coaches answer their questions. Like, what did you like best? Right? Oh, awesome. And now you know what their needs are and you can help to guide them in that direction in this business. Am I making sense? Anybody? I can't see conversation. It's not showing up, or if anybody's even, I don't know, no hearts flying around for me right now. But you guys have to understand that so this person starts putting people in the sneak peek, and this person signs up. So someone's like, dude, we got a Casey Wallace. Dude, I've been doing Beachbody programs for 10 years. Love them, live by them, absolutely. Sign me up, right? Or Megan E. Walton, right? Okay, so listen. So here you got this person, Megan E. Walton, or Casey Ross. They are a 10. Show me what to do and I'll do it. I love it. I believe in it. Yes, more we got to get into more households. You start leading, right? But if all we're focused on is Success Club, right? If all we're focused on Success Club or rank, because how far down is rank even matter? This person right here, the one right beneath you, needs to get to Emerald. This person down here doesn't matter. This person doesn't matter. This person doesn't matter. So ultimately, if I would have taken that, if I hadn't heard Darren Hardy speak on this, when I realized that Megan was a 10, I would have said, well, that doesn't impact my rank or my elite points or my Success Club. She'll figure it out. Nope, because Darren Hardy had taught me that. What did I do? How can I help you? Wow, Megan. Wow, Casey. Do you guys get what I'm saying with all of this? When you understand the business plan, when you understand volume, when you understand how you get a little cut of what everybody's doing because you're serving and helping, just like the summer, the Real Moms Real Fit boot camp would have operated. When you understand that, you run your business very differently, and that's what I've been trying to teach recently across the network, right? Big business is made up of a lot of people doing a little, not a few people busting their ass, working ungodly amount of hours and being stressed all the time, being pushed for rank. That's not how you build anything, right? Rank can't take rank to bank. Last time I checked, I cannot pay my mortgage with 10-star or 15-star. I can't take it in and be like, hey, look, so I know the money's not in the account, but I'm a 15-star, so can we pay with that? Or didn't you know I'm a Success Club legend? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we pay with that? No. You don't understand. If you understand the comp plan, you would understand that running your orders through your spouse's business center will increase your income like that, practically overnight. But so many people don't understand the business plan. They get chasing these shiny objects that are like, oh, but I Success Club legend, right? I need that sticker at Summit. But did you guys know you can't turn that sticker in for money? You can't go like this for your Christian school you want to send your kids to, or the debt that's piling up, or the medical bill that you have, or the Christmas that you want to, or the vacation that you want. You can't turn that in. So when you understand the business plan, you run your orders through your spouse's account, right? This is all true stuff. But let me give you some insight of why Success Club was even created in the elite program. So we are very demanding coaches. Our network, in my opinion, is the most demanding. Like, there is like insane amount of complaining in our network. You know what I mean? Like, customer service isn't fast enough. I want shipping to be less. Like, can we get more products? Can we get a vegan shake? Can we get more flavors of vegan? God, why don't we have any protein bars yet? Why don't we have more trainers? Why don't we have this program? Okay? So we're very demanding, and we're willing to tell this, corporate all about our demands. Like, oh my gosh, like our online office is dinosaur-like. Our website is, can we get a new one? Why don't we keep up with the time? Blah, 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 right? Yet we want our shipping to remain low. Yet we want everybody to speak perfect English. Yet we forget that in America, our minimum wage is insane. So think about the business up here, right? The person paying all the bills, right? They have to live up to our demands of all of this, and we want them to pay this insanely crazy minimum wage, which we don't even understand that every time we increase minimum wage, milk goes up. So it's all proportionate. So we're paying for more, but everything's a business. The bottom line, right? So the cost of milk is going up. The cost of gas will go up. The cost of cars will go up. It's called inflation, right? So if, we complain about Carl going, to a different country, instead of saying like, how cool is that? Because of this business, we can bless another, like, practically starving to death country with jobs, right? And it keeps our shipping low. And yes, we have to deal with them a learning curve. Them learning how all of this works and how FAQs work. And, they're learning the business just like we are. Some of us don't read our back office, yet we expect them to just regurgitate it back to us. Half of us don't even understand the business plan, but we expect them to. You know what I mean? Like, we have all these demands. Well, let me tell you what the demands bring. A hefty price tag. Right? And Carl is the type of person that he wants to deliver on it. He wants you guys to thrive. He wants a thriving business. He wants to end the trend of obesity. I truly believe that. So he needs investors. If he's going to live up to our demands of keeping shipping costs low and having more products and a better website and a better online office and all of these things that we want, someone has to pay the bill. So what do investors look at in companies like this? Investors look at new home direct orders. That's what investors look at. They look at the trends of the business. They don't look at the mission. They don't look at the heart of the company. Financial investors are trying, is this a viable company? Is it growing? Will I get my return and then some, better than the stock market? You know what I mean? That's what they're looking for. So he had to create incentive for us to increase our HD orders. So Success Club and Elite was created, and it wasn't intended to be around forever. It was intended to create proof that we are a viable company, that we're not going anywhere, and we're worth investing in. So these things were created, but they took on a life of their own. They became, I don't think Carl fully counted on us caring more about title than we actually do about income. Because to him, that doesn't make sense. He's a business owner. It's all about a business is meant to grow and to increase, regardless of what title is on the end of his name. You don't think he counted on us as coaches to put our identity in Success Club or Elite or Top This or our ranking or any of that thing long term, right? So it took on a life of its own to where we went totally wayward from building a business and understanding the business plan, right? So we have to get back to this place to understanding the business plan. What creates, what is of true value? It's a business such as this is a lot of people doing a little. And so when you release title, when you release all of those things, it allows you to speak to someone from a place. Business is also, and every business owner knows this, expose, involve, and upgrade, right? So people that we're talking to, exposing them to what we do can lead to an upgrade of a challenge pack, can lead to an upgrade in coaching, becoming a coach in time. As our influence increases, consistency plus time plus character equals influence. Right? Expose, involve, and upgrade is the foundation of business, right? It's why if you go to the mall, they hand out, the little pretzel placers are handing out little samples of the pretzels, right? Expose to it, right? Involve them in the atmosphere. Upgrade them to a whole pretzel, and then upgrade them to every time they walk through that mall, all they think about is, man, we got to get a pretzel today. A lifer. Big business is made up of lifers. Right? Not one-time Success Clubs, like, racking up as many as we can. It's built on lifers. And how do you develop lifers? Through trust. Watch Chalene Johnson. I'll follow Chalene anywhere. Why? Because I know she won't lead me wrong. I know she's not selling me something just to make a quick buck, just to get for some crazy 2 Success Club points to mark in her book. Got summer, 2 success. No, she's thinking longer term. Chalene is thinking, how do I create a life route as Summer Tucker, right? How do I create that trust? How do I show her that my character is to serve her and to help improve her life? How do I do that? That's what all of us, as business owners, this is what our mentality should be, right? And so if all we ever do is strong-arm people and not look into our toolbox and see how we can expose them to what we do, how will we ever upgrade them? We might strong-arm someone for a second, right, when they're not ready. And then what happens to them? They fade, they leave, they're not lifers. They're not lifers, they're not connected, right? So volume, I don't care where, for me, right, when I'm helping new coaches, and they got a goal, a financial goal of $200 or even $100, they don't care if it comes through challenge packs. I mean, listen, hear me on this. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Challenge packs are by far the best value. They put all the pieces of the puzzle together for people, and if they're ready to use it, it will change their life. Shakeology, there is nothing like it. I have done my research. I love it. If I wasn't a coach, I would still be drinking it. I would still be pushing play. I love the trainers that we have. I love the mission of the company. I love our support. I love what we get to offer. However, not everybody starts there. Remember, the Summer of 7 years ago left her P90X in a wrapper for 2 years. But my coach was more interested in creating a lifer, creating trust, creating a friendship. And that worked out well for her to the tune of a downline on one side of her legs of 12,000 people. So don't prejudge people on how they start. I started out like crap. Judge them on how they finish, right? And as belief grows, you become one hell of a finisher. I'll tell you what, okay? So when you understand how volume is created, and that it's created through volume, and that you understand every single product has volume attached to it, it doesn't matter if your volume comes from a Success Club point. It doesn't matter if it comes from 20 Energizes, or an Energize, Ultimate Refresh, a Beachbody On Demand, and one challenge pack. You know what I mean? There's commission attached to it for you, and volume attached for your upline, and we're in it together. Does that make sense? So you have to, these are the things that we have to understand about a business, right? All right, big business is made up of a lot of people doing a little, and in time, as people's belief grows, they are upgraded to being a 10. Does that make sense? They are upgraded to being a 10 in time, okay? So listen, you guys, I'm not going to stay on much longer because I know I've already gone way over. Let me see if I can see if there's any comments going on or not. But you guys, when we understand the importance of building our tribe, right? When we understand the business plan and the gift that we have, that you get to duplicate yourself, you have to remember that duplication is key. If what you're doing can't be there are some people I know that I don't want what they have. I don't want to duplicate them. I don't want that stress. I don't want that, I've heard stories and sat with people that for during Cup Challenge month, they work 17 hours a day. Ain't duplicatable. I'm not doing it. During Cup month, my hours I work don't go up. The volume of what I do doesn't go up. I'm very steady. Consistency plus time plus character equals influence, right? John Maxwell, we have got to learn to follow people that have what we want. John Maxwell has taught us you go to the tree, you hit it 5 times, you set it down, you go back inside, right? You go back inside, you make breakfast for your kids, you love on your husband, you go run errands, you go to play dates, you come back in, you go to sleep, the next day you wake up, you go outside, the same tree, the same Beachbody tree, not the LuLaRoe tree, not the wine tree, not the this job tree, not the this, funnel tree, the same tree. You pick up the same axe with the same tree and you hit it 5 more times. You set down the axe, you walk back inside, you make breakfast, you love on your husband, you take your kids to school, you go to your day job, you go to sleep, you get up the next day, you walk disciplined to the same tree. And you hit it 5 times, right? What you start to do next is you say, hey, want to whack at this tree with me? Okay, how does it work? I just wake up in the morning and I whack at it 5 times. Want to do it with me? Yeah, does it work? Yeah, man, I made $200 last month and it's going to help pay for Christmas. Wow, I can use $200 for Christmas. Let me teach you how to whack at this tree. Awesome. Okay, I'll see you in the morning. Here we go. 2 people, same tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You say, you put down your axe. I'm going to put down my axe. I'm going to go love on my family. I'm going to go live my life. I'll see you back out this tree tomorrow. Awesome. Okay, high five. You know what I mean? And then that person makes $200, right? And then you go, hey, invite somebody else to help us whack at this tree so we can make it fall. Okay, I will. And that person goes and says, hey, you want to whack at this tree? I don't know what you mean whack at this tree. Why don't you jump in the sneak peek group and see what I mean by that? Okay, I'll add you in. Hey, what'd you like best? I love that I saw people are paying for Christmas with their money. Can you show me how to do that? I sure can. How do you do it? Meet me at the tree. We'll hit it 5 times. Awesome. Everybody, put down your axe. Go live your life, right? This is how you build a big business over and over and over again. And then this person here that's been whacking at a tree oh my gosh, I made $500 this month. Really? How did you do that? I asked more people to whack at the tree with me and I taught them how to succeed and how to help pay for Christmas and how to help pay for the medical bills. I taught them how to do it while keeping their priorities in line. Awesome. Can you teach me how to do that? Yeah, invite a couple to the sneak peek. Awesome. Okay, they're in there. Sneak peek is running. Ask them what they like best. See if you can serve them. Awesome. One said yes. All right, invite them to the tree. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, everybody go in. Love on your family. Have sex with your husband. Hang out and play trains with your kids. Read books to your family. Eat dinner together. Leave the phone on freaking airplane mode. See you tomorrow. Okay. Do you guys get the point? I'm sweating. Do you guys get the point? Do you guys get what I'm saying? But instead, we have people that go out to that tree because they don't understand how influence works. And they don't understand that. Even though we live in a microwave society, we have to resist it because that's how the enemy keeps us trapped. So we get people that go out to the tree and they just hit it. I'll do it by myself. Doesn't anybody want to join me? No, you look too damn tired. I don't want your life. Come on. the next day. 2 days later, they come out and they try to whack at it, but their arm's so sore from how hard they were swinging their axe that they hardly do it. And they're like, this isn't fun anymore. And then they go back inside, and then they come out the next day, and they're like, God, I don't know if I can do this. Is this really worth it? And no, it's not in that fashion, because that's not how franchises work. So how it works, what's been lost, my hands are red, what's been lost over the last probably 3 years, as I've noticed what has been, when recognition became the fourth vital behavior, and I fought that, sent messages. That should not be the fourth vital behavior, because that causes us to chase things that honestly don't lead us to where we want to go. And people start to notice that after a while, because for 6 months, people will listen to what you say, but after that, they watch what you do. They watch what you do, right? And so that's where we're at. You know, it has become to the point where we will chase things and make decisions that don't even align with the business plan. And as I've sat and thought, and it's kept me up at night, and I've talked to Chad, and I've done more studying and all kinds, I've studied the crap out of this so much that I'm teaching it now to people across the network. I've studied and what I realized at the root, because that's what I'm always after. I'm after the root. What is the root? The root is understanding the business plan has been lost. Understanding the business plan has been lost. You have to understand the business plan. And that's what we have to start teaching. And the reason we invite to our team is because that's part of the business plan. That's franchising. That's how you duplicate yourself. If you watch anybody, any business, that's what they're moving towards. That's what they're moving. That's KFC started with one guy trying to sell his herbs that he grew up with his mom making, and he sold them in cafes and stuff, and then he looked for ways to duplicate it, to get it in the hands of more people, this recipe, and he handed over a recipe. And now we have KFC all over the world, right? And his goal was to get this amazing, his mom's amazing recipe, because he had so many awesome memories wrapped up in that, making that with his mom each day. So what's your vision? I'll tell you what, my vision is to get into as many households as possible, to have a positive influence through this team, to bring back unity, to bring back the priorities, to help people to recognize that they are enough, that they are fearfully and wonderfully made with a calling on their life, and they do matter. And I can't do that alone. I told you in personal training, if I at max capacity 20 people a month, that I could 20 people a month. But downline of 12,000 now, if half just help one new person a month, we're hitting 6,000 new people. 6,000 new people. 20, 6,000. 20, selfish. Building a team, freaking awesome. Generational, tracks. That's what we have the opportunity to do, while creating a business, a purpose-driven business, that can help loosen the debt noose, that can help pay for Christmas, that can help pay for medical bills, that can help save people from going into foreclosure. And that's a big deal, because in 2008, it was $200 to $500 that would have kept people from foreclosing. And it might not sound like a big deal, but you know what? When I close my eyes and I think about those houses, I think about moms that brought their first child home in those houses. I think about the doors that were marked up with the height of all of their children that they were forced out of. I think about the laughs, the giggles, the Christmases, the Thanksgiving, the first tooth that fell out. I think about all of those things. And it was $200 to $500 that would have saved that. And we have the ability to give that gift if they should choose to open it. That's powerful. And that's what the sneak peek is all about. And every week, if we would see it as a gift, I opened telling you guys about how T.D. Jakes said we all have different gifts. The lion was given the gift to roar, to protect himself. The elephant, his weight. The eagle, his wings. We were given our brain. And we pray for answers, and we pray, help build my team. Help do this. Help me pay off debt. I was that person praying, and God was like, I gave you the tree. Go build the table. He didn't give you the table. It's not how he works. He gave us a brain. That's what protects us. That's what he gave us. He gave us a tree. That's how we have tables. He gave us a business. That's how we create our vision. All right, you guys. I hope that helps. But if you can't get excited about inviting to our sneak peek, I don't know what else to say. Because we have a gift. The way that it's changed my life, you can't even put a price tag on it. How can we keep that to ourselves? I need more people whacking at this tree. And so do you. And you know what? I'm willing to get laughed at. There's a few things that I'm willing to get laughed at for. One of them is this country. Another one is this my family. Third one is this business. And obviously the fourth one is my faith. 4 things that I'm willing to get laughed at for. And one is this business. Because I know what it's done for me, and I know what it's done for many of you guys on here. So go ahead, laugh at me. But there's someone that needs this gift, and I'm going to keep offering it until someone's ready to open it so they can have the same insane, amazing gifts that I've experienced because someone was willing to offer it to me. We're just the messenger. We're just the messenger. It's time to offer the gift. Let's fill up the sneak peeks. Let's show people what's possible. And what Riley said on our quote board out here, when I was frustrated and I had a moment of crying. And I walk in there to fill up the dog's bowl, and I saw what she had written. She got the quote board ready for the day. We write a quote, or for the week. And she took it upon herself. I'm going to leave you with this. She wrote, "Give hope." That's all she wrote. Give hope. And it's through our story, through our journey, and our willingness to show up and whack at that tree and to invite people in to change their life that we get to give hope. That's our only job. Give hope. What they decide to do with it, that's on them. But you do your part. You were given a gift, right? You were given a tree. It's time to make a table out of it. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.